Okay, welcome, welcome. So excited for tonight's team call. For those of you who don't know me, I'm Michelle Barnett. I've been with our amazing Juice Plus company for 9 years, and I am a national marketing director, and I love what we do, and I love learning. And so tonight I'm going to be just sharing my heart on something that I found super important and helpful in our business and in life in general, and that is mindset. I titled this call Mind Over Matter. And I don't know if you've ever been in a workout class or, something where you're running a marathon or you're trying to finish a spin workout and the instructor is, kind of pushing you and says, it's mind over matter. And, you really can do more than you think you can, right? We've all done things where we're like, wow, I didn't think I could do that. And so tonight I want to talk about that, our mindset. I've heard it said multiple times that our business is 90% mindset. 90% is our mindset and 10% is our skill. And that, that can make our business better or worse. Like if your mindset, 90% is your mindset, that can take you to amazing places or it can keep you really stagnant. So I'm going to share my screen with you guys and kind of talk through our presentation here tonight. Okay, can you guys see my screen, my PowerPoint? Perfect, okay, awesome. So mind over matter, I'm gonna just leave it like this. So, first thing, I heard this quote at conference at our NMD meeting. They had this guy, Keith Abraham, do a motivational talk for the NMDs, and then he did it for the rest of the conference. And he said his is all about goal setting and really being able to achieve goals in our life, in our business. And he said, it's not the mountains we conquer, but ourselves. And Edmund Hillary was one of the first people to summit Mount Everest, which is a huge taxing feat, something that I'm going to be honest, I don't think that I could do. But, it really, for him and for hundreds of people who attempt and who complete Mount Everest every year, it is a battle of the mind. You're battling conditions, you're battling mental thoughts and negativity and fear and, all of the things. It's a perfect storm. And so I just love that. You think it's about the mountain, but it's really about yourself. Another quote that I read in a book that I'm reading recently said, it always seems impossible until it's done, Nelson Mandela. And I really want to kind of dwell on this for a minute or two and talk about the word impossible. We all have life-limiting beliefs about our business, about our relationships, about our money, about success, and I really want to kind of dig into that. So I'm asking you guys this question, and I want you to write it down if you know it off the top of your head. If not, take a picture of this screen, write it down. What is your impossible? What is it? Maybe it's making a 6-figure income with this business. Maybe your impossible is recruiting 1 person a month for your team. Maybe it's 5 customers a month. Maybe it is becoming a national marketing director, or maybe it's getting to sales coordinator. Who knows? Like, what is your impossible for this business? Maybe it's getting outside of your comfort zone, or talking to strangers, or posting on social media consistently. What is that for you? And then I want to ask you, if you've kind of thought about it and wrote it down, and I want to ask you, is it impossible? Maybe I should go to the mains. Let's see. Okay. There we go. Is it impossible, right? Is what you're actually saying, is it impossible? Is it impossible to make a 6-figure income with Juice Plus? No. Is it impossible to recruit 1 person a month? No. Is it difficult? Is your impossible? Maybe it's difficult. And I love having this juxtaposition, because if it's impossible, then, you shouldn't go for it. But if it's just difficult, then you absolutely should go hook, line, and sinker in on your impossible, on your goal. Because on the other side of impossible, on the other side of difficult, are your dreams. and I've seen this firsthand. We have to fall in love with difficult. You've heard me say 1,000 times, you have to get out of your comfort zone. You have to do the hard things. And when we talk about our DMO, we say, do the hard things first, because if you've already gotten over the hump of getting the hard thing done, everything else is going to be easier. So if the hard thing for you is having a conversation with a family member, or reaching out to 2 people about the business, and then the rest of like customer care and stuff is easy, you should do the hard things first. And so we need to work on changing our mindset, really shifting our script of, hard and of difficult. And we should actually enjoy and learn to love the difficult parts of our business, of our relationships, of our personal growth and development, because if things are, everything that's worth doing has some element of hard to it, and hard or difficult is going to allow you to grow and change and become the person and achieve the thing that you want to achieve. So how do we do this? How do we fall in love with difficult? How do we get past this notion of, X, Y, or Z is impossible? Well, number one, you find your purpose. You find what drives you. There's some amazing trainings by Catherine Lee in our organization, our business, our team. She's not in our team, but in the Juice Plus world. And she really talks about figuring out your purpose with your business. Is it what drives you? Is it pain or is it pleasure? Maybe it is not being able to pay the bills. That's a pain point that drives you to want to work hard and earn an income with Juice Plus. Maybe it's pleasure. You want to help enough people. You want to help more people. You want to make a bigger impact. The products have impacted you so much that you feel compelled to pay it forward. Maybe you want to stay at home with your kids. That's a pain point. You want to be home with your kids and you're not right now, or you want to have more flexibility with your job that you don't have. You want to go part-time, or maybe you want to leave a job that you don't love, and this is really a plan B, and that's your purpose. Or maybe you want to just take more vacations, and you see this Juice Plus income as being that vehicle to do that. Or maybe it's you want to do something meaningful with your time and your talents, and something that really changes the lives of others, which is our product and our business. Maybe you want to buy a second car. Maybe you want to bring your husband home. Maybe you just want more choices financially. You want to be able to say yes to extra things, or not check your bank account every time you go to the grocery store or want to make a purchase. So thinking, that's just like a bunch of ideas of what your purpose could be. But I really want you guys to hone in on what is your purpose. Our purpose provides the perseverance to go through the inconvenient, the uncomfortable, and the unknown. When you have a strong purpose, you're going to get up in the morning before your kids to do a little bit of Juice Plus. When you have a purpose, you're going to turn off Netflix and read books that are about personal growth or development, or you're going to do some work in the evening after your kids go to bed, or you're going to take your lunch break and do some prospecting. It's going to drive your action. Number 2 is get clarity. Clarity creates certainty. The more clear I am on the vision that I'm trying to achieve, the more I let go of the past. And I know we've all, kind of had seasons of life where we're staring backwards. We're looking over our shoulder at the past and not looking forward ahead to the door that God is opening for us. And so if you're clear on your purpose and you're clear on where you're going to be able to move forward instead of being stuck on the past. And speak it into being. Our words and thoughts have so much power. And I am just like the tip of the iceberg in learning this, you guys. It is I feel like something you can be a lifelong learner of. And I have been catching myself in just things that I say. I've been memorizing scriptures to transform the thoughts in my head. And I've also been using I am statements, which I'm going to talk about in a second. But I love this. One of my new friends, her name's Heather Meadows. She wrote a book called Transforming Tragedy. She's an incredible person. I'll tell you a little bit more about her in a minute, but she said, when something is continually spoken into the spirit, the message begins soaking into the heart until the mind starts believing it just might be true. And I can't tell you guys how true this is. And it's true for positive things, and it's true for negative things. So if you're telling yourself you're not good enough, nobody listens to you, nobody responds to you, you can't recruit anyone, nobody gets back to you. If you're telling yourself all of these negative things, your heart is going to believe that, and you're going to act in accordance with that. But if you're telling yourself positive things on a daily basis and saying it out loud with gusto so that you believe it, your heart and your inner subconscious mind is going to start transforming to help you believe these truths, and you're going to subsequently act out those truths, which is pretty cool. Okay, so I am statements, or just validating statements that help you to believe things about yourself that are going to be true. They may not be completely true yet, but are going to be true. If you guys are familiar with Rachel Hollis, she has this notebook. It's called Start Today Journal, and I just got one, and I'm about to start it. And it's, she wrote down her goals as if they were already accomplished. Like, I am a New York Times bestseller, a best-selling author. And that's before she, had even finished her first book. She wrote that down, and, 5 or 6 books later, it came true. But she told herself that because it was such an audacious thought. Like, how do you go from someone without a college degree to being a, New York Times best-selling author? And it's that mindset shift that she told herself day in, day out until it became true. So here are just a couple. Some of these are ones that I use. Some are ones that I just think are powerful, and you can create your own routine. So what you say about yourself carries a lot of weight, long story short. So I am a magnetic leader. I raise up independent leaders of leaders quickly. That's something I say every single day, because I don't want to just be a leader of followers. I want to raise up leaders of leaders. I want this impact to go far and wide beyond me. I boldly share our products, business, and the gospel with others. I am a multiple 6-figure earner. I easily make X a month. And maybe right now you're making $200 a month and you want to make $500, or you think it's crazy to make $1,000 a month or $5,000. Put that in there. And the word easily is so important, because you want to tell your brain that it's going to happen, and it's going to happen easily. Our brains are wired for the path of least resistance. And so if we're telling ourselves it's hard, we're not ever going to be able to achieve that. But if you're telling yourself day in, day out that it's easy to earn X a month, you're going to be really surprised to see that your activity is going to be aligned with that, and you're going to be able to create and increase your paycheck to that and beyond. I attract people to our product and business with my energy or with my positivity. I always exceed my goals. I am an unstoppable force. I figure things out easily. Again, it's like those words where you're telling your brain, I figure things out easily. It's like anytime like an obstacle or a hurdle comes your way, which we're going to talk about in a minute, it's going to, you have this voice in your head saying, I figure things out easily, no problem. I am who God says I am. I am fully known and loved. I am a leader people want to follow. A lot of times it's hard to believe that about ourselves. We think, I have 200 Instagram followers, people don't want to follow me. But you have to flip the script and tell yourself, I am a leader that people want to follow. So the next is a reality. Resistance is normal, you guys. Resistance is something that we all will face in our businesses, in our relationships, in our forward progress. It's like you're going down the mountain skiing and you hit a bump and everything goes everywhere. Like, there's resistance in life. We are going downhill on a mountain on our skis, and there are going to be bumps and obstacles and people and, 5-year-olds going right in front of us. It's just going to be crazy. So resistance is normal, and knowing that is so important. Albert Einstein said, I must be willing to give up what I am in order to become what I will be. And that is so true. We have to be willing to change. We have to be willing to grow into the people that we say we want to become, into the people who can accomplish the things that we want to accomplish. So here are some different these are different ways resistance can show up. Guilt, it can show up as guilt that you feel as a mom for taking an hour to work out or an hour to work on your business. That's resistance. It can be a family member who doesn't get why you're doing this business. It can be a coworker who asks if you're doing that healthy thing again. Maybe you've tried before and not succeeded, and there's that little voice in your head. Maybe it's a spouse who gives you an eye roll when you say you're going to try something new. Maybe it's the money you need but don't currently have to start a business. Maybe it's thinking you're too busy. That's resistance, guys. It's something that we all think so often, but that is natural resistance in our lives. Maybe it's procrastination. I know we all do it to some degree, and it really is that resistance. It's something internally that's like, oh, I'm going to go scrub the toilet even though I need to finish this presentation, or I need to call that person. We have that natural resistance inside of us. It's exhaustion, feeling exhausted or overwhelmed is natural resistance. Or excessive education in lieu of action. This is, I'm going to just read another book. I'm going to get on another call, and you just keep using your time getting filled up, but you never pour out. You never do the activity. That is hard. That is a form of resistance. So, oops. I love this quote by Heather again. Her book is phenomenal. She said, it's puzzling how we will stick to what we know, even if we are miserable. Okay? It's puzzling how we will stick to what we know, even if we are miserable, solely for the sake of being familiar. There is a sacrifice at stake if we can't face the fear of the unknown. It's the sacrifice of what could be. Okay? Familiarity seems so comfortable and so good, and we want to go that path of least resistance. We want to keep going right back there, but that's to the detriment of who we could be and what we could accomplish. And I love this one as well. The more important a call or action is to our soul's evolution, the more resistance we feel towards pursuing it. That one hit me square between the eyes, guys. The more important a call or action is to our soul's evolution, the more resistance we will feel towards pursuing it. If you have a passion in your heart, if you have a goal in your mind, and you are feeling resistance, it is worth pursuing. It is worth figuring it out, because it is going to shape you and change you in ways that you cannot even imagine. And it's pretty cool when that happens. So here's the thing. You must believe resistance is happening for you, okay? Not to you. Resistance is happening for you. Okay, think about, you're working out with a personal trainer, and you're going to the gym, you're doing weight training, and the first time you do weight training, you feel really sore afterwards. You're breaking down. There is resistance when you're pushing up those weights. When your muscles fatigue, there is resistance. But we know that you have to keep going and working out those muscles and using heavier weights, more resistance, in order to get better, to get stronger, to accomplish bigger goals. The same is true in our business. We have to keep working out our mental fortitude. We have to keep going for our goals, and resistance is going to keep happening to our mind, but we're going to get sharper, we're going to get stronger, we're going to bounce back faster, we're going to have better recovery because we know how to handle resistance. So don't be like most people, guys. Most people quit before the resistance, pain, or obstacle gives us strength to get to the next level. Why do you think there's not very many people who make it as Olympic athletes? Most people give up. Most people quit. We heard Shannon Miller at our conference. She was a 6 or 7 time Olympic medalist and like the most decorated Olympic gymnast. And she said that she didn't have the most skill. She didn't have the most talent for gymnastics, but she had the best work ethic, and she knew how to persevere through resistance and obstacles. And I thought that was so powerful. You know, we don't have to be the best salesperson, have the best personality, have the most friends in order to be successful in this business. And then I love this quote by Lori Harder. She wrote a book called A Tribe Called Bliss that I recently also read, and it's going to be one of my things I share with you guys at the end. But she said, resistance is a brilliant, punctual shapeshifter. The second you make the decision, set the goal, or announce it to the world, resistance is coming for you. It will deliver to the test. It'll deliver to the test to make sure this is what you want and that you are ready. A good trainer and teacher pushes you past your perceived failure in order to show you things you didn't think you were capable of doing. Obstacles and fear are your resistance training. Thank resistance when it appears. How about that, guys? What if instead of when you start feeling overwhelmed, or you have something else come up, or you get another no, or someone rolls their eyes, or, you know, you just thank them. Like, you just thank them in your mind. Like, thank you, resistance, for showing up, because I know that you're here for me and you're going to make me better and you're going to help me become the person that I need to be for this goal to happen. That's kind of a radical change, guys. So how to recognize resistance. This is an assignment I really want all of you on this call to do. It's really powerful. There's 5 steps to recognizing resistance. And before I give you them, I wanted just to share 2 other things. So when we resist the change that we need to become the person we're supposed to be, or to become the person capable of the things we want to achieve, we end up paying with our potential being unmet at the end of our lives. Purpose-driven, aligned action will immediately cure the pain of resistance and lost time. The good news is it's never too late to begin that purpose-driven, aligned action. We need aligned action with our goals, and we need to be purpose-driven. We need to tie it back to that deeper purpose and have really great clarity about what we want in our lives. So here's your assignment. Focus on your day. Maybe you do this tomorrow, or you can reflect tonight on your day today. Focus on your day and ask yourself these 5 questions. Number 1, where is resistance showing up the most for you right now? Where are you not taking action? That's some good self-check right there. Number 2, what form does it take? Where does it show up? Is it going, for a second cup of coffee just to like buy yourself an extra time? Is it doing some laundry instead of doing work? Is it, is it procrastinating? Is it doing something else instead? Is it leaving the hard things to the end? Like, what does that resistance look like for you? Is it an outside influence that you're dealing with? So really assess, what form does it take? Number 3, what is the message you think it's trying to give you? Like, what is the learning? What is the message that this resistance in your life is revealing to you? How could this be here to make you stronger? Number 4, how could this be here to make you stronger? How could this resistance, just like that weight-bearing exercise, how could taking on this extra resistance make you stronger? And number 5, how we use it and move through it, right? That's always the goal, is taking what comes at us, looking at it, how can it be used for my good, and how can I change and move through this resistance? So a final thought is and this is also from Lori Harder, and she wrote a book called A Tribe Called Bliss. The time has come to put so much, to put so much on the line that you are forced to rise to the occasion. I love that you are forced to rise to the occasion. Each new level of your life, each new promotion, each new goal will demand a new version of you. You are perfect, strong. You are a perfect, strong, beautiful work in progress, and it's time to become who you came here to be. Lori Harder. So I love that. You are a beautiful work in progress, whether you are a dealer and you just joined Juice Plus, or you're a QNMD or an NMD like me, or you're making $500 a month or $5,000 a month. We all are a beautiful work in progress. And it's about being ready to step up to the plate and to become the person that we came here to be, you know, to get all out of our business, out of this personal development course disguised as a business that is available to us. So here to wrap up are some mindset books that I have been reading and I love. And you guys, in January, I set a New Year's resolution to read 2 books a month. Last year, I set a goal to read 1 book a month, and I don't even think I met it. I read like 8 or 9. But this year I've already read, I'm finishing up my 8th book, and it's only April. And so the way that I did that was I sacrificed. Brian and I decided we're not going to watch Netflix Monday through Thursday. We're only going to watch it on the weekends, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, if we have shows that we want to watch. And instead, I listen to audibles or I read before bed. And it's just been so life-giving, and it's changed completely my mental fortitude, my mindset. And these are some of the things that I've read. So The Energy Bus by John Gordon, Girl Stop Apologizing, Rachel Hollis, Tribe Called Bliss, Lori Harder, Transforming Tragedy, Heather Meadows, and Capital Gains by Chip Gaines. And I am so excited about all this mindset work that I'm going to be gifting you guys some of these books throughout the next several months. I'm going to just do kind of surprise pop-up giveaways like I am tonight. And I'm super excited for you guys to have these books in your hands and be able to be on this journey with me. So tonight, our giveaway is going to be The Energy Bus by John Gordon. And I am so pumped up about this book that I can't even handle it. Like I listened to it. I'm going to go listen to it again. But it really is a powerful narrative and a story, and it's super short. So I listened to it in like maybe 2 or 3 days. And I'm guessing it would take, you know, a week at the most to read it. So I have asked Casey, let's see if I can escape from, I've asked Casey to create a list of everyone's names who are on this call. Let's see if she has it ready.
Done.
You got it done?
Done.
Okay. How many names do you have, or how many names do you have on the list?
21.
Okay, so I'm going to do a little random number generator here on my phone, and we're going to see who the winner is.
You have me all jazzed up to rewrite my affirmations.
Yeah, girl. Okay. The winner is number 10.
Number 10 is Jamie Hendricks.
Woo-woo! Yay, Jamie! Awesome. So, Jamie, I will be sending you a copy of The Energy Bus. So get excited. It's going to change your life like it did mine. And then the last thing I want to share with you guys as we, like I said, we're going to be rolling into more mindset, because I still have like so many dog-eared pages of books that I've read that I want to get you guys valuable content. But our next 2 weeks of team calls are going to look like this. On the last Monday of this month, next week, we have Heidi, one of our teammates who has been championing, is that a word? The Tower Garden. And she's been getting it in schools. She's a teacher. She's super pumped up and on fire for sharing how our team can really capitalize on the Tower Garden. Springtime is the perfect time. Today was Earth Day. It's a great time Mother's Day is coming up. It's a great time to share the Tower Garden. And so we're really excited to hear from her. And then on May 6th, the week after next, we have Heather Meadows. I heard Heather speak at a gala with like 1,000 people, and they gave all of us a copy of her book. And I read it in like a week, and it is so inspiring. I mean, you'll have all the emotions. It's crazy powerful. But she lives in Oklahoma, and we have become friends, and she is going to be speaking on our May 6th call. Her story is literally, I mean, you just can't make this stuff up. She had over 87% of her body burned at age 7. From a motorcycle accident, and her brother died in the accident, and she's overcome insane odds to be alive, and God is using her story in incredible ways. And so on May 6th, she's going to be sharing with us some of her story and some of her mindset shifts to be able to overcome the unthinkable. And I'm going to be giving away a copy of her book on that call. So you guys, I hope you guys can join the next 2 calls, and thank you for being a part of this call. It's 9 o'clock, so we're going to end. But thank you so much for all being on. I love you all. I hope that your mind is blown in all the best ways, and that you can just go into this week, do the exercise, and find out where the resistance is in your life, and talk to me, talk to your upline. We want to help you work through it, and we want to help you get clear on your purpose and your vision for your business. Thanks, guys. Have a good night.
Thank you.